Stop trying to prove that you're smart. Trust me, it's a fool's errand. Whether it's our GPAs in school or our job titles or the company we work at in our career, there's so many mechanisms that kind of position us to try to prove our smartness or our worthiness or how good we are. And what ends up happening is we have to then sit in that system of proving our smartness and optimizing or protecting for that instead of doing the right things or doing the things that matter. So I just want to take a moment and share my experiences and some lessons learned along the way that hopefully can help you in being better and not smarter. So the first thing is stop trying to prove that you're right. It feels good to be right, and it's validating because it shows that you're intelligent, shows that you're smart. What often happens is we seek those opportunities to prove our rightness. So if there's a question that we know the answer to, we are quick to answer it. If there's an idea to, be generated, we will give it. But when it comes to the synthesis or the taking in new information, we may not be as receptive. And that doesn't actually serve the purpose of what you're probably positioned there to do. I remember when I was at Tesla, I had a coworker give me some of the best advice. He said, do the best thing for the company. That's what he lived by. And that really resonated with me because it decoupled this idea of trying to prove that I was right. And it really put in place this idea of what is the right thing for the company and how do I position myself to make sure that happens. So if an idea was good, I would, if it was mine or not, highlight it, praise it, push for it. And if an idea was bad, including my own, I would prove it wrong or, shut it down, whatever it was. And so that was able to help me not prove that I was right, but do what's best. The second thing I learned was this idea of stop trying to do everything and just get things done. Again, by being smart, you're showing that you're capable, you're self-reliant. And so there's this sense that you have to take on whatever work you're given and manage it and execute it yourself or else. I guess the or else is, I don't know what's on the other side of it, right? So in my head, I would always think, I have to do this. I have to do this to show that I'm smart. I had a manager sit me down one time and he basically said, I don't care how you get all of this stuff done. I just care that it gets done. And so this idea of do versus done. If you're focused on the doing, you're trying to preserve that smartness of like, look at what I'm able to do versus done, which is to say, I delivered results and it isn't about me. It's about, to the first point, doing the right thing for the company. The third thing that helped me a lot was this sense of asking questions versus having the answers. It feels really good to be able to answer really hard questions or hard sounding questions. And I would often find myself leaning into those moments where someone has a hard question and I could answer it. Or if someone didn't know something that was Googleable or searchable, I would just happen to have that information. And so I would just spout it out, which is great and definitely helpful. But then I would kind of sit back after that moment because I'm done. I did it. I answered a question. But that's not why most people get paid. It's not to just have knowledge and have the ability to spout it out. It's for synthesis. It's the ability to take the information and synthesize it to ask the right question and do the right thing. The thing I realized was really, really good engineers or whatever are really good at asking direct, pointed, really insightful questions. And the last point that I want to get across is this idea of let go of your ego. The ego is the thing that preserves you and is our self-preservation mechanism to feel worthy, to stop imposter syndrome and all of these other things. Again, what ends up happening is we have to serve that and feed that versus, again, doing the right thing. But we have to define that right thing for ourselves. So define what success for you looks like. Is it to be smart or is it to do better, be better, or have a nice house? Whatever it is. if you decouple this idea of your smartness to the execution, to the things that really matter that you define for yourself, it acts as a better North Star than letting someone else, or the presumption that smartness is everyone else's metric, guide you. So I want to end with this question. Are you asking yourself, am I proving myself right, or am I proving myself to be smart? Or are you asking, am I doing the right thing as it aligns to my values, my goals, and the company's values and the company's goals? And if the answer is the latter, then I think that gives so much more confidence in the things that we do. And by doing that, you're actually proving to be smart enough. And that's actually what matters.